Hello, if you're watching on YouTube, this is Feedback Friday. You know what this is by now. We play games made by you, we talk about them, yada yada. This week's a bit of a special week. We're doing Blood Dari edition of Feedback Friday. We've got like 1 million responses already coming in, and I've decided, possibly foolishly, to just leave the form open for the entire duration of the stream this time. We'll see how that goes for me. We're not gonna finish. We'll likely finish with a large number of responses still to go. I don't know how long we're going to do this one for, but I want to try and get a lot of Blood Dari games rate and review, because that's part of the Blood Dari process, is to rate and review games. In order to, the more games you rate, the more other people see your game and can play your game and can rate your game, and so on. It's like a nice circle of everybody rating and reviewing everyone's game. My game, if you're wondering, exists, and am I logged into? As soon as I log in, the last pass, I am now able. There we go. No, we got some new comments. This is my game. Made a game. Fly a spaceship. Make bad decisions. Use a mysterious time traveling artifact. Make them again. That's my game. It's called The Infinite Arc. There'll probably be a link in the description or whatever. Right. Oh, and for the people now, here's a link in the chat. For the people now, if you want to go play, rate my thing, would be appreciated. We're up to 11 ratings. I haven't even played. See, I feel bad. The last few times I've not even bothered rating anyone's game, but because like I know enough people on Twitter or whatever, I just kind of post a link and I get enough ratings either way. Which feels a bit like bypassing the system. So I'm gonna try and make sure I get at least 20 ratings given before the end of this time. It feels wrong that I'm just able to get to 20 ratings regardless. We'll play it. We'll give everyone some hearts. Alright, people just any comments good. I like this comment as well. Yeah, the black hole event was probably my favorite of it too. Forces the most interesting decision, I think. Yeah, that's my game. Play it if you want. Don't play it if you don't want to. I'm not the boss of you. Anyway, Feedback Friday. We've got 13 responses in so far. Probably won't even play the number we've got in now, but you can submit if you want. I don't know if probably 14. My bad. Anyway, we're going to start off with Vitruvian Escape. Maybe if we just get through them, if we do a bit of a higher pace today, if we just play and rate, we can go fast. Anyway, this is game by Holtzy and also someone called Nomad. Vitruvian Escape. You are the Vitruvian man. I do not know what that word means. Stuck forever in your energy loop. Da Vinci has imprisoned you. Scale walls and dodge traps. Do you attempt to escape Da Vinci's underground prison? I recognize these exact slopes. Oh, programming, sound, music, Holtzy, art, Verna. Okay. A combination of people. I feel like someone who should be credited for artwork is Sean Spaulding's Slopes and Photoshop's Render Clouds. I feel like they need a credit. I got some of the stuff here though. Original entry. Well, that's the one we gotta play. Okay, we gotta download this. Desktop. Where's my viewer games file? Folder. It is here. Got some music. It's a cute little menu. It says off-centered, but it's cute. I like the little lerp in. Why does it move space to jump? Oh, I should probably turn the chill hop off. I'm not hearing any music from the game. No, I think it's just real quiet. Okay, yeah, it's just real quiet. It can be it's a really tricky thing to do, like audio normalization, like what's gonna sound like a decent volume on most people's computers most of the time. I find in audio, if you normalize your volume to like -2 or somewhere between -1 and -3 decibels, on the, you know what I mean if you've done any audio stuff, it tends to be about what you want, and then play that at 100%, and then give people obviously the option to mute and change volumes. Jump off the walls. Try pressing away from the wall. Oh, okay, just by tapping away. Okay. You know, I kind of respect the not having to press jump as while you're in slidey mode. It's a bit of an unusual control scheme, and a little bit of an unusual way to represent it, being that it's like a screen shake as you're sliding down. I thought I was moving in some sort of weird way, but I think it is just the camera doing like a "you can wall jump now" type of thing. I would learn from games that have done this already, so just, you know, your Mega Mans and so on, just show like a little dust trail like on your way down. Oh, it's Lundara, you know, you only had time to do whatever you had time to do. But that's the kind of thing I would lean towards. It's got something to show me that it's there, but it takes a little bit of, it's a bit like, a bit counterintuitive. Press space to slow ascent while in updraft, okay. Oh, I think I did it. Spikes are strange because they're like semi-transparent. Oh yeah, I keep going to press jump. You don't press jump, you just press left and right. Slide faster down wall. Okay. Doesn't feel much different. Okay. A slightly different transition. Weird one, but it's creative. Yeah, what are these arrows about? You don't need these. I know which way to go because it's the only way I can go. The area above me doesn't need to be, well, I was gonna say doesn't need to be covered in spikes because I'm unlikely to hit it at that distance. I would bring the ceiling down here and get rid of the spikes. And get rid of these arrows along the ground. Oh, the speed boosted down. Okay. Okay. If they don't work, I would have removed them from the thing. Like, fully understandable. You know, you put in a thing, you wanted to do this, and it didn't work, and you only have so much time. But that's something, right, so when I made my game, you might remember, you watched a bunch of my stream, I made crew members, right? They were like an inventory thing you could put, and you got like other crew members on the ship. They were a module. Didn't end up paying time to do anything with them or for them. They were a module that didn't add anything. So what I did was just remove them from the game. And yeah, as Joel says, you very easily could just go in and turn visible off or whatever if you didn't want to manually get rid of them all. Oh, it's an upward jump. You know, something actually kind of like, something in, I mean, it was probably just because I seem to remember you in the stream talking about you trying to get a wall jump to work for ages. This was probably just like the best you could do in the end. But there's something kind of in the, like not tapping jump to do it thing. I don't know, just the fact that you just tap the direction. Is that a variable jump height? No. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I think you've got an issue here that's sort of my fault. Because you'll have probably done the slopes tutorial, and I think it's or used that code at least, and it's like kind of buried into there. You'll notice that your jump is sometimes slightly different heights. And that's because of a thing where we remove the fractions from speeds. so that you're only moving at whole integers, and that's something I teach people to do, and I think it's something in my slopes video and that, and in that code. The problem is you need to make sure you set that fraction, your vertical speed fraction, to be 0 whenever you start a jump, or whenever you set a speed for that matter. Otherwise, it's gonna keep taking into account like old fractions and adding them on top, and every now and again you're gonna get like a slightly different jump speed. So what you want to do is just make sure you take your v-speed fraction, or whatever it's called, VSP frac or whatever, and set that to... Oh, there's a strat. Set that to be 0 when you start a jump, or when you start anything, like maybe even these wall jumps, I'm not sure, but like anything that sets a speed. These are a little bit glitchy, but they do work at least. Be careful with big hard falls like that. It's hard to see where you're going. Yeah, it can happen, Smirnoff. Probably should like skip through these a lot quicker than this, but we're getting started, so we'll adapt as we go. Is this an interesting idea, you know, being pushed up and like having to move left and right and stuff? It's a okay. Are we almost at the end here? Nah. Right, I think we get the idea anyway. I'm gonna leave it there, but this is good. Right, the level design is nice and like linear, at least. Like you've not made a lot of the big obvious mistakes with these kind of level designs. You got clear moment to moment. It's not always the best screen composition, but you got like you jump over that thing. You've got a few spikes that don't mean anything. Okay, this sort of thing gives away sort of the amateurishness, I guess, of the level design, right? Stuff that's just there, or like a spikes for aesthetics, like almost, right? That tends to be a bit of a giveaway. And obviously all the physics are really janky and so on, so you know I'd work on just smoothing those out, and honestly just keep going. I think you're doing fine. I would like not worry, like I definitely would not worry about like next time trying to add like more mechanics and more stuff or anything like that. Just focus on cleaning up what you've been able to do so far. Get these like jumps to feel a bit less like glitchy and weird and that kind of thing, and you know just keep working on the basic physics of stuff and trying to make things feel good and smooth and nice. And then once you've got that, you end up with a very solid base on which to build upon. Good job. Where can we rate this? Escape. Oh yeah, I have to actually rate things again. Right, it's interesting because the first few are really super arbitrary, and then like I start using those arbitrary ones as like the basis on which I rate the next one. So it's like compared to that one or compared to this one. Fun. It is a basic platformer with some interesting little challenges in it. That's all right. There's not much to it, and I think just mostly some of the issues with the physics and so on are probably what let it down, right? If this was just as it was, even with the really simple, sometimes kind of weak level design, like but it all like felt a lot better, you know, like there was like much cleaner collisions and that kind of thing. I think we'd probably hit it right in the middle. Oh yeah, all my ratings would tend to be harsh. like 3 out of 5 is like, you know, like solid for me, right? And then like anything above that is impressive, and then like 5 is like innovation. It is a platformer, but that's fine, right? You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about trying to be like super inventive or anything like that. You just get started. You made a platformer. Theme. I didn't pick up on it. I don't know what. Maybe there were some references here I didn't get, but I didn't pick up on it. So I didn't really get any of the loop stuff. It is what it is. That's just me. Graphics. There was an attempt, but not much of one. But again, it's fine. I could tell what everything was. Okay, I could tell that these were spikes. I could tell that these were walls. I could tell this was space I could be. That is all I really needed. Audio. The music was a bit too quiet. I couldn't really hear it, but what I could hear of it sounded okay. You just need to get your levels right. Maybe give an option to raise lower volumes and that kind of thing. Humor. 0, which is not a 0 out of 5. It's a did not rate, as far as I'm concerned, right? Mood. There's an ambience about it for sure, but there always is with these kind of things. Overall, I'm just going to sort of take a weird average here. Yeah, we'll lean on the upper end. That we'll give it a 2. I'm happy with those. Hold on. I'll just give, I'm not going to write all that feedback out again for you. You hear and you heard it. You get it. Well done. Thanks, Holtzy. That was cool. I almost don't like, because like normally when I do Feedback Friday, there is, for this exact reason, no like score out of 10 or whatever. And I think Holtzy's fine with it as well, but like just for everyone else in general, like just try not to worry too much about what score you get, because it's not really the point. Yeah. Cheers, Holtzy. Let's move on. I just want to keep moving on and on and on. I'm gonna see how many we can get done. We're going for a speed record today on playing and rating these. Crazy Scientist Lost in Dimensions from Bocky2988. Lost in Dimensions plays a crazy scientist broke his time machine and is now stuck in between times. Okay? Help him get back home by jumping, parkouring, and defeating enemies and bosses. Okie doke. So we're gonna go through different time periods. Is that the notion? Yeah, cool. We've got the source code, and where's the game? Do I just... Oh, right, this is just... Here is where the game is as well as the source code, okay. Oh, but you just labeled it. You just didn't change the label, the default label from source code or whatever. Add some cool emotes, stuff like a party to the little people at the bottom that you can do with Twitch points. If I knew how to interact with Twitch points in a meaningful way, I would do that. I don't know how to do that yet through code. I can only read the chat. That's all I can really do with Twitch at the moment. If I can work out how to tap into that API, then sure. It probably isn't too hard, but it's also time and energy that I have not yet spent. Extract all. Capture. There we go. There was a fade in there for anyone who missed it, and a fade out. Sequences. Uh-oh. Science going wrong. Oh yeah, Holtzy, I don't doubt that it can be done, and probably has been done. I really fell behind on that. I think I was like one of the first, if not the first, to have an overlay with like the little dudes walking around at the bottom and stuff like that among like game developer streamers. I think I was probably one of the first to do it, but then like I've not like changed mine since I made it, and then other people have come along. You've still got like Gen 2 and stuff like that who've got all these like crazy fancy overlays. Now I'm like, man, I've fallen behind on the overlay tech. Right, what do I do with this? Do I have to defeat him? Okay. little tricky there because things can happen behind things where I can't see. I don't know if this becomes mechanically. But if not, it kind of just gets in the way and is going to harm my sort of understanding of how this works. It wasn't immediately clear that I had to jump on these guys to defeat them. Can I even get on this guy? Oh, kind of. Right, okay. I don't know, it just... What happens if I just... Right. Oh, that's a cool effect. I like that. Oh, you did that, but it was good. And it's at resolution as well, which is a good job. Looks cool. And them as well, just falling apart in general. I forgive the fact that you don't actually tell me what to do because of the very limited environment and the fact that there's nothing else for me to do. Although now I don't know what to do. Okay, okay, there's like a little thing there, okay. Because that's kind of how you do teaching someone without explicit text or instruction, is to basically remove the other things they can do. It's tricky when you literally know nothing about the game and you're just trying to work out controls, because you've got a keyboard, and a keyboard is massive, and there's so many different buttons you can press and so on, and just be pressing things and seeing nothing happen is a terrible experience. But once you're actually able to move around and do stuff within the game, just limiting the player's environment is a good way to make them experiment. So that was quite a transition. Oh, I thought I was going to jump on this then. Right. A little bit unclear, but there wasn't really anywhere else. Again, it works sort of because there wasn't anywhere else for me to go. This art style reminds me a lot of the one from the like that little adventure game someone submitted a while ago. These clouds look kind of cool. You've kept the resolution the same, but then this like anti-aliasing and stuff here makes this like stand out as really inconsistent from the rest of it. And then some things having this like sharp black outlines and other things not having it. So this is like a game that doesn't have mixels or anything, and like you've actually kept it at resolution, and yet still has the problem that mixels create. Does this not have a jump buffer or anything? No. Oh. Were we meant to come down here? Wait, what? Okay, some of the hitboxes on these things are a little bit unusual. So I am meant to come down here, okay. That's what that sign was about, I'm guessing. You do seem to loop through the same areas again and again. Yeah, there's a conflict with just like these like really cool looking like particle effects and stuff. And just the main artwork itself maybe not being as good. I feel like you should lean into ideas that focus entirely on like particle and graphic effects, which are looking very good for you here. Like your death animations and stuff like that are cool. Maybe things that are a bit more abstract. Well, I think the spike hitboxes were smaller, but they were almost too small at that one specific spot. What are these, like, frogs with aliens on their cows with aliens on their heads? Why did I say frogs? I thought that was me falling. Okay. Weird. Interesting. It's one way to do that sort of level design. Yeah, that thing, like... art style here, man. Like, this is a clear style, and then what's this? What? What? Like, you managed to keep, like, you managed to do these cool little, like, pixel effects and stuff, all keeping in style and resolution, and then the weird drones just kind of let you down. Good that you've got a, like, death transition and, like that is, like, a nice, like, fade out and everything. No respawn animation, but it's fine, really. Like, there's at least, like, a transition, like, there's enough of something, you know? And then it makes everything quite fast, the fact that you come back straight back in here. It's the same again, but there's cows now. This is the last level I'm gonna do, I think. Might be the last level. Alright, we'll leave it there. I think we get the idea. Oh, this is the... Alright, okay. Okay, it always is. I'm always like, we'll leave it here, and it's like, but it's the final level. I like the little cutscene to bring him in. Probably don't need to play it after the first time, but... oh, it's stuff from all the different timelines. Ugh. Like, 2 more attempts. One more attempt. Oh, okay. Don't know how we got away with that, but we did. How long does this go on for? You can use the laser? Ow. Oh, E. There's an E right next to it. Right. Oh, cool effect. Of course, it's exactly 3 hits, like any good boss. That's quite the sound. Why was that sound like 8 times louder than everything else in the game? Thanks for playing. Cool. So, that was good. How do I rate you? Please look. How am I not logged in? Yeah, some cool, pretty solid little, like, jump on things, hit things, do the things. Like, the level design was kind of started quite strong with these little single screen things. The bigger the screens got, the less strong the level design was in general. Like, but it was still all right, and they generally had like a cleanish curve of where to go. But I think your art let it down in a few places there. Innovation, it was a Mario jump on things platformer. not much more to say about it than that, but it's fine. The theme, caught in a loop, yeah, I mean, it existed. I perceived it. I think it was just a basic excuse to make a simple platformer, but it worked. It was there. Graphics, you know, it started off like 3, maybe even 3.5, and then it got worse as it went on, right? we got areas that just didn't match in style. Maybe you'd like copied something from elsewhere or something in, like with the anti-alias like artwork and stuff. Like these death animations and stuff were cool and consistent, and the clouds looked really nice, and the spikes looked okay, so the signposts and that, and then you just got a load of stuff that just didn't match it at all. And then particle effects and that were kind of good. So I think like Borderlands like just under like solid, but it could easily be there if you're just really consistent. Like there was so much of it that's like way better than a 2, but it just needs to be consistent. Audio, it was there. the little hits and stuff were good. Yeah, it was all right. But there was a weird issue with the explosion at the end being super loud for no reason. Mood, humor is a weird category, but a bit, I guess, yeah. Mood. That's also a weird one. Man, this was like a really good start. I guess once you got more elaborate and you were in a bit more of a hurry to just get things together, things got a bit more messy and out of control. The ambience there of like going across these different timelines and stuff, it's all right. Overall, a bit, yeah, that. I don't know. I tend to take mood as like an atmosphere and ambience type of thing. So it's a weird one. Thank you very much. Blocky2988, who I hope is one of these people and he hasn't just submitted someone else's game. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Cool. Thank you. I liked a lot of the extra touches in that game. The little cutscenes and stuff were cool. You can skip your game to get to more Ludum Dare ones if you want. Nah, it's alright. We'll just play it quickly. Hurdle. It's a sport-themed rhythm game. It's in a browser. Right, any key to skip. Game developed by Nyan Games. Art and sound effects by Skizzle. Music by The Predator. Oh gosh. Who's like a raccoon with a T on his face. Hurdles, play. Probably should have looked at the question mark, shouldn't I? I could always tell when someone used my transition thing. Well, maybe they haven't or whatever, but I could. There's something in people who've done transitions maybe not a million times before. A common thing with them. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, this is credits, not a how-to. Is like it lerps to a stop like there, and then just instantly like fades out on the next one. Like boom. There's like an outline on here, but it's kind of hard to see. Resolutions are all over the place here. And this font is probably not the best choice. It's a little tricky to read. I'll be this person. Oh, the composition here is nice. But again, it's like this really thin white outline along this really big font It's all a bit weird. The background stuff's good, although it's not really consistent. Like, you got this like pixel dithering here versus this. Oh, this looks cool. Like, I like that. Now the hurdling program we have here. Another thing, until you really know what you're doing, I would generally avoid the sound on character thing with text boxes. I know it's a tempting thing because a lot of cool games have that. I don't think it really adds much until you know what you're doing and know where to have the pauses and stuff in it and how to like vary the pitch as you go and that kind of thing. You got a variance on the pitch between the characters at least. Red, yellow, green, and blue. But you're only showing me green and blue. I thought these would have progressed the text from them. Oh, they're behind the text box. Maybe show them under here so I can see them. Let's zoom in a bit. Which screws with your eye a little bit. I'm noticing. But it's alright. Okay. So what do I... What? Oh, okay. Oh, right. I feel like the tutorial could probably have been in less words and been clearer. You know, some arrows will come up. Press arrows that match the direction. In rhythm. But the game speaks for itself clearly enough at least. It's like pretty obvious what you're doing. No. Don't really know how well I'm doing or anything because my attention is constantly at the top of the screen. So my periphery isn't even good enough to really see any of what's happening at the bottom of the screen because I'm constantly looking up here. I'm not sure if this is actually synced to the music in any way. Feels like it might be. No, it's there's a cool little animation as well. Yeah, so you might want to center it more or something. I kind of like how you can see what's coming. That could be the problem sometimes with these kind of like these kind of games that want to do these little text interactions that provide some like this like there's always like really separate like story and gameplay thing. Like what does this like forest and stuff have to do with like just arrows and scrolling on the screen abstractness? But whatever, loads of games do that. The problem with it sometimes when it's using it to try and explain the game mechanics, it's got to like breach this weird like barrier between story and the game of like telling you like stuff about the weird abstract game in the context of like this story moment happening. So you can end up explaining very simple concepts with way too much text. Play one more. Excuse me, I'm very sneezy today. Those ones are fun. Is it just hit, miss, and that's it? Yeah, so like my eyes are just on the top of the screen, just 24/7. I know it's cool to like see what's coming, but you probably don't need to see ahead more than one, really, because my brain probably isn't going to be able to process more info than that. No, I can see at the corner of my eye, I can see some red bar that was stretching out there as I missed a whole bunch. It's pretty hard to lose at the moment, but I don't know if that's just because of where I'm at in the game. When it's like a hit points thing, it recovers if you get more, right? Okay. Does anything go down if I just miss any? Like, I just want to click it because I want to see what happens if... Okay, it does. I like the little animations at the bottom. It's a shame I just never really get to see them. You have selected no. Yeah, the art style's all over the place. It's a shame because like none of it is particularly bad. I mean, I don't really like the tiny like white pixel outlines on here. Maybe you've used like a simple shader or something to do the outlines, and that's why it's just 1 pixel or whatever. But they need bigger, fatter outlines to merge with the art style that you've got going on here. Possibly just more pixels in general as well to make them kind of work. It's a tricky one, but the sky isn't too bad, and the fact that the sky doesn't really match the other things. Like, if that was the only thing that didn't match, I'd have let you get away with that. But cool. Let's move on. See if we can have see if we can ever come back to this form and have a number lower than 15. All right. Hyper Racer by X-Pilot 97. It was best played on a controller sitting down with a forward-leaning stance for maximum competitiveness. Okay. This is from X-Pilot 97. It's a big team. Gosh. 2 programmers. 3 artists. What is this? I mean, it looks pretty dope. Latest contains fewer bugs. Fewest contains bugs. What kind of bugs are they like? I mean, I guess we have to play that one, right? Are we talking critical great game stopping bugs? Okay. This is the eternal problem as well. Like when you do what I did, which is you run out of time for the compo, so you're like, now I've got to do the jam, which is the 72-hour one. It's cool because you get another day, you make your game better. But now your game, in terms of the competition, competes with everyone doing the jam from the start, who might have a giant team of programmers and artists who can throw together stuff that just massively crushes whatever you were doing. Hyper Racer. Ding. LD Jam 2020. Play and quit. I mean, the first thing I would tell you about UX, is these two colors are probably the worst. Not for any reason other than, like, if you're colorblind, this is like the most, as far as from what little I know, it's like the single most likely pair of colors, like right down to the saturation and value you could have to be utterly confused by if you are like colorblind. Red-green colorblind is like the most common, but it doesn't really matter because it's just play or quit, right? Standard expand back. So this is nice size and everything, and then this is like. Whoa, okay, now we're in a game. I'm in a tube. We're in a loop. I get it. Oh golly, was this what I was being asked about motion sickness for? Okay, so I can just steer. Do I press anything to go fast? New lap speed plus. Okay, now there's another little car. Is he relevant in some way? Oh, Jesus. Man, I feel like I needed some sort of trigger warning for everyone on the. It's not trigger warning, you know what I mean. Content warning about the. This looks super pretty. Yeah, I imagine probably gonna make a lot of people very ill. Okay, that cars are just things I want to not crash into. Okay. So, what am I trying to do? It's just like a go as far fast as you can, like arcade experience or something, right? What? Am I just trying to get lots of laps? Is that the notion of it? I like the speed thing at the top. And the little connection between the S and the D is cute. Oh, it really frames that quite well. Yeah. Big game isn't it? Follows exactly. Oh, okay. Oh, see, I wasn't. Oh, collided with a ghost. Okay, interesting. Again, it's red and green, so you might have some issues there, but because I'm just in a race environment, I'm like, who am I racing against? What are laps? What is that? I would almost be tempted to call it loops instead of laps and get away from the racing terminology. To make it clearer what it is you're doing. Because it's just a survival game, right? I like the building music, it's cool. Is the car exactly touching the tube at all times? It looks like he's like gets a little bit of air now and again, and yeah, like that in a weird way. Oh, we've hit a new musical dimension. Oh god, I don't like that big loop I did around at the end. That's going to be hard for me to avoid. No, but I'm going faster, so am I just going to outpace all my ghosts? I've not seen any ghosts in a little while. Before I saw like multiple of them. Oh wait, no I am. There's some Sonic vibes about it. I like that, like, that's interesting, like, because you can't take the route you took before exactly, right? You've always got to kind of be mixing it up at least a little bit. I almost wish it scaled up to this a little bit faster. Like, it's quite cool when it starts going ultra quick. But it's good. I like it. That's really good. Said you wanted feedback on the UI. I mean, obviously the stuff outside of the game is just really basically implemented, and there's not really much feedback to give other than spend more time on it. I'm pretty sure if you're capable of all this, you're capable of more. In that regard, I don't know. But in terms of the stuff in the game, I think lap, just in the context of a jam, like in a more full experience is probably not an issue, but like in the context of a jam, the word, if I've obviously not had time for any kind of tutorial or anything here, and that's fine, but then the word lap makes me think of a racing game. I'm seeing other cars, like, okay, I've got to race past them. It helps a little that you don't see one right away, and it's like, okay, it's probably not strictly just something I'm racing against, right? But I think lap makes me think of, like, you know, this is just a race or something. But it's not a race, it's survival, right? But otherwise, I think that's all you really need, right? I'd maybe like to see this up here and just keep all the info in one place. But it's tricky, I'm not really an expert in that stuff either. I like this a lot. Like, I like the framing of this, it's super nice. At the top of the screen. I don't think your new lap thing needed to be bright green like that. I don't think it really fits the aesthetic. I think it could have just been white, just the same as everything else. The expert map. Oh jeez. Okay, what happens? You just die. Okay. F. I can't see what's coming ahead. That's gonna be the tricky thing with this kind of thing. It's like when you're going over little bumps, being able to actually see what's ahead of you. It's a cool idea though, this. I think it's got legs. It's good. Like, you've got a race and a loop, and how do you make a race and a loop interesting? Well, we have to, if it's the same track every time, like, how do you make that interesting? Well, okay, let's put in little cars you can't hit, and also they go on the same route you do. Like, that's really simple as a concept, and I think it nails everything it needs about, well, end of sentence, really. God damn it. I wanted to go where I went before, but there was a car before. It's good, yeah. I don't think I can really give you a whole lot of feedback on the UI because I think there's just so little that, like, it's so basically implemented that it's like, you know, could say things like, oh, you know, when you hover over things, like put a little highlight around it and that kind of thing, you know, to show what you're hovering over, hover states, and press states and things like that for the buttons, but it just like I don't know. Feels like you would obviously just do that if you if you had time. Okay, good. Oh, I'm glad I said some useful things then. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's why I was thinking, it's just like, how do I, like, this is obviously just placeholder, like, I don't, but, yeah, this is really cool. This is super good. Like, obviously as a jam thing, you didn't get time to do lots of different maps or whatever, but, I think what I'd like to see is probably, something more than just a couple of ghosts and the speed getting higher each time. Like that works as a scale. Eventually that's gonna get to a point where I can't do it anymore. But I'd almost like to see, like, I don't know, obstacles just start appearing in the track, or things like coming out here now and again. Just more. I think. But the point is, like, yeah, like, and I'm glad you didn't do that for the jam, mind you. But like, just in terms of like in future, I think there's a lot of cool. I think there's legs, is what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of cool things you can add here. But no, it works. I think it has everything it needed. Innovation, yeah. Like you take the theme and you're like, okay, well, we're going to make a game where you're stuck in a loop. Where could you be in a loop? You're in a loop in a racing game, right? You do just like a loop of a track, right? What if you just do that track forever and you don't have, you don't just do a certain number of laps and you're right. You just do that track forever. How do we make it harder? Well, you go faster. And there's a ghost that appears where you were and you can't be in that same spot. These are good ideas. I don't know if maybe they've done before, maybe we're inspired by something else or what, but um if you have, I haven't seen it, so that's cool. Um, 4.5. Theme. Um, very much so, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty up there. Graphics. I mean, obviously the UI is like is all that really lets it down. The programmer RE text and stuff, but then like this was super nice looking, and it's really consistent, really pretty. Um, I think that all that stops me going to 4.5 and 5 is just the, like, I don't get motion sick, and even I just like, I felt myself getting a little bit of a headache looking at it for a long period of time. I don't know if there's anything that can be done about that. I don't know. Maybe the less lights to it or whatever, but I think just by nature it's just gonna be that way, right? I'm not sure. And then yeah, you get like a hot UI in here, and then that like stonks up to 5, I think. Audio, yeah, I really like the music, kind of like how it like progressed over time and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't like enormously memorable or anything like that, but it was good. Mood is a weird category. Um, but it has a consistent aesthetic and ambience, and the music fits. It all kind of fits together. Mood, yes. Overall, for leaning on 4.5. I'm gonna go 4.5. I think it's sick. Yeah, thank you for that one. That was awesome. Yeah, like part of me wished it scaled faster, but at the same time, I'm like, if it did scale any faster than that, it might have also been a bit uncomfortable. I don't know. The reason I wished it scaled fast, I think it's hard to tell without really playing it more, but I think what my brain is trying to get at there is that maybe once you've gotten to a certain speed, you should be able to start again at that speed. Like, if you were to take this game further and do more stuff and more progression and stuff into it and more things that you could see or experience as you got to further laps, I think it might be worth considering a thing where, like, you actually you can start at lap 5 or something in terms of speed, or you know, like after you've got there, in that spelunky kind of way almost. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. It's a tricky one. Yeah, it's solid. Not much more to say, really. It's just really good. It's from 15 to 18. I warn you, if you submit now, honestly, if you submitted like, if you're only in the last 5 games, you're probably not going to get played. But we'll do what we can. Learn more TV. A platformer about a lactose intolerant mouse. My first game ever. Alright. Oh, damn, hang on. Did that... Can I go back? Let's save the rating and everything. I don't know if you had to like leave a comment for it to like fully count. But probably not. Does it say on my ratings given? 2.75, right? Because I didn't rate something on humor or something like that, right? Okay. Let's keep on keeping on. Is this legendary or not? Looks like not. Well, the next few things. Legendary. Not legendary. 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 I'm tempted to say I want to prioritize the legendary ones until we get... whatever, we'll just... We need to go faster. Platformer is your first ever game, that's what I gathered from it. Start game, options... Oh yeah, not non-pixel art, that's cool. Okay, with it... Probably just a quirk of like the foundation for which you set up for doing your menus, but going language settings and then just seeing language at the top and then the thing that actually controls it at the bottom is weird. I'd expect when the starts capturing now this thing to be here, right? Yeah, a little weird, but that's okay. It's weird framing in general of this, but it's alright. Peter Mouth. Load love. Controller. Oh, see, this is nice. These are good. Yes, I'm all about these. You're gonna use control if you're gonna show controller things, face buttons, all controller face buttons are 4 of the things. Just show the which one. Don't have to put Y or triangle or any of that. Just the top one. It's good. View. Black on transparent grey is a little bit of a I don't know choice. Dang it, your burrow lays in ruin. Better look for a new one. See the question mark to your right? Yes, those are called tutorial markers. Should you find yourself next to one, press that to receive additional tips. Use the strafe sideways. Strife. It's a strife sideways. Strafe is probably the wrong word anyway. Just use walk or move. Okay. Need help? You probably didn't need to tell me how to enable it, because when you walk up to it, it comes up with the button to press anyway. Jump to cross over gorges. Press to jump. Nice. For your first game, this is sick, I should point out. These pile effects don't really match your style. Easy dreams. Who cares? Breakfast is served. I was hoping if I press skip, it would like bring the text up fully, so I don't have to wait for it to like typewriter out. It had to fart. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Someone played Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yeah, I would make it so your text box is like, if they're going to typewriter, you want to give the player the option to just skip the typewriter effect, like just by the first press of skip, without actually skipping the box, and then if you press it again, then you go to the next page. Okay. Wait, is this because of the honey? Alright, so we have to actually hold directions for the wall. Alright. The molehill. Oh, okay. Ginormous insects appeared. Let me get my rock back. This is really good. I really like the animation, the art style in general. It's a little bit inconsistent in places. I would just try and really commit. You know, like I think the particle effects are the main culprit here, but like the actual everything else is pretty solid. It can be tricky when you've gone for a cartoony art style like this, and then you do like just particle effects and like smooth gradient lights, and they just don't quite match up. Like the hearts in the corner also don't really match. Like I feel like they should be just like crudely drawn, like black outline, like big hearts, right? Super Mario rules. Moly. Oh, we need to find some honey. Oh. Oh, it runs out after a time, okay. Yeah, and then you've got like all these art and stuff with no outline and stuff around here. I like these as examples of like inconsistent art styles because it's not about pixel art and people stop thinking like it's just a pixel art thing I'm talking about. But like, look at this guy and like the style of him, and then just like the style of all this. Like it's all okay if you draw like a totally consistent distinction between like characters and that, which you've gone for like a little bit. It's a bit all over the place there. I'd like to see just everything in the same style as the mouse, to be honest. I think that would be the winning style. Aww. We'll leave it there, because we've got a lot of games. I'm just going to try and keep quickly moving on. But I really like it. I like the general control of it felt nice. Your first game, there's a lot going on there. Like the I think aesthetically, like, the text looked a little bit rubbish, and there's work you could do on the text boxes to just make them feel a bit nicer. You probably don't need as much text as you've got going on. Probably just get things moving a little bit quicker. I would like to see more commitment to this art style because I think it's really cool, really creative, really unique, and just looks really nice. Whereas this stuff, like, it looks kind of pretty and so on, but I don't know, it feels a lot more generic. I think, like, I mean, pick one or the other, really. But I think this sort of style has way more character to it, in my opinion. And then, like, you want to make, like, these things match that as well. Like, this is starting to with these circles, but not quite, right? Oh man, we didn't get to the snow level. Generally speaking, super solid. Let's have a look at that and how it develops. But generally the controls and like the level design and so on is pretty much all right. It's fine. I think it could just move a bit faster. Just get going a little bit faster, and I think the art style could do with being a bit more coherent. It's my general gut reaction to that game. It's good. Dungeons Loop by Vesk 4000. Tiny game made in 72 hours in which you conquer a time looping dungeon. Yeah, not the most original concept, but I think the game turned out pretty well. Cool. Dungeons Loop. How to play. Start without any items. Health depletes over 40 seconds, at which point you restart at the beginning. Okay, it's like minute, but different. Alright. Playing the web version because you provided one. Probably always going to pick that if you provide one this time around because we want to go fast. Let's enter full screen. Just me complaining about sliding. It's that there is a non-zero chance that would have been the case. Tiny game for Lundar 47, maybe my best. That's cool. It's very, very smooth. Have you like unlocked frame rate on this as well? Like I feel like this is using all, I mean you won't be able to tell on the stream, but like I feel like this is using like all 144 hertz my monitor, which is always a little trippy and unusual to see. Peter Mouse. I don't know, I've deleted it now, but maybe the guys in the chat, he can tell you. Oops. Oh yeah, I forget, we die. Does it just play that same track over and over as well? So I guess we just want to, explore as far as we can. Get any items, because we know that they stay. Sword. Now we can sword things. Get sword. Uh-oh, can't sword that. No. Okay, I like how the music builds up to a certain intensity and then like stops and loops again, but you needed some kind of transition for when that happens. It just snaps back a moment. If I hadn't read the description, I'd have had no idea what the hell is going on. Yeah, stay back. I like the way you just poke things with the sword. Get back here. Stay back, devil. Do things stay dead? No. Which makes sense, I think. Kind of just have to bull rush the key, right? Because if I get it, then we've got it forever. Also, there was points now where that sword was clearly hitting and it wasn't doing damage, which made me sad. Grab the key. Okay, good. Now we can die in peace, knowing our progeny will apparently still not be able to get through this door or this door. Or this door. Why did I get the key? Scroll. Oh, okay. God. Which lock does it fit? That one. Okay. So indication of which key goes where was probably good. I know you probably think like, oh look, the key matches the color of the door, but like I'm looking for the key to match the lock, probably, right? So like, it's a little bit unclear. Oh God, man, throw big red sword at us. And has many health and dropped a key. That's good. That's probably all we needed. We don't really need to be here now. Okay, that's gonna be the other one. Can I kill things with the key? Good question. No. You most certainly cannot. Okay, well, we did what we came for. Oh, jeez. Has he got enough health? Do we think he has enough health? Give him a bigger health bar, physically health bar, so that like it at least looks like I'm doing a bit more damage. And also makes him look like he's got more health, which he does. Wait, did I die? Thought we got him. Oh, I guess we didn't. We were close, but we didn't get him. Ran out of time, probably. None can defeat the circle around you tactic. Except him. Some sort of effect that shows me getting hit other than just the health bar going down is probably advised. So I know like when I'm hitting and when I'm not. When I'm being hit and when I'm not. That effect's cool though. You won! Well played! Game concept, cool. Little minute style thing. Obviously there's not much there other than just that you just have to get the key and then get back. Which means like yeah, you kind of bypass a lot of like the fights and stuff if you're able to get the key. Right? Because once you get the key, it doesn't matter if you die. But in a way that can just make you feel kind of clever, so I don't really mind that. Main things to think about here are some sort of transition to mark the key moment of your game, which is when you die and the loop happens again. So when you go in a loop, something needs to show that you went in a loop. You know, maybe you had transitions. You had one that played right at the end there when you went to game over. Why wasn't there one when you looped, which a player is much more likely to see. The player is much more likely to see the core concept of your game that happens in the first 45 seconds or less than they are to see the you win the game room, right? So put it there. No, that would have been fine. Just that white out and then like a fade in or something, right? That would have been perfect. But you needed something. You needed something there. You also needed feedback of when you hit an enemy or when an enemy hits you. Pretty important, because otherwise the only way you could tell with a health bar was when the health bar went down or when your health bar went down, and your health bar was already going down through time. So it can be a little tricky to even know whether you got hit or whether it was just a tick from time dealing damage to you. So those are honestly the biggest glaring issues. The graphics are super nice. I really like it artistically. Like I don't mind this like the rotation thing at all. It fits well enough, and it was necessary for the mechanics. And I think it was done cleanly and well, so I think that's fine. Like even like you lean into it here, like you lean into the fact that your resolution is higher than the pixel art here. And with this, like I think it's fine if you lean into it and just make it a part of the aesthetic. I think it works. It's okay. Justifying focus sphere, kind of. No, I think this works better than Pokey Spear in that regard. The music thing was nice as well, although like again, it just adds to it kind of adds to. I like that like it builds up and then you die, but then there's like there's an added jarringness to the already jarring transition of it just snapping the music back as well. So like fading it out and then fading in the music again might have been a good thing to do. Which there are simple commands in Game Maker that can let you do that. Um, I had fun with it though. It was good. It's not much to it, but like what there is okay. Um, Honestly, like just enough nice feedback on the hits and stuff like that would probably push this up to 3.5. Um, One sec. Oh, just hear a bunch of things out my door. It was distracting me. Right. Open innovation. I mean, it's like. I mean, I've seen the concept before, but it's not more or less done in its own little way. Theme, yes. Mood, it was nice, consistent ambience. The music mostly fits. But it's all just kind of presented in too snappy and jarring a kind of a way. I think like just the lack of transitions and all that kind of thing, which is like at first I'm just like, oh, you only have so much time, probably ran out of time. But then I saw that little white like circle out transition at the end, and I'm like, what the hell? Why wasn't that throughout the rest of the game where it was actually much more important? You know? Yeah, I mean that's the thing, Vesk. I totally get that, right? But like you had time to do the bot like the thing from the end boss. Where was that? Yeah, right, it was a last minute hack. Well, where it should have been hacked onto was the was the end of time or the death animation. I would have preferred to see that on there, and then when you kill the boss, it just snap instantly to the you beat the game screen or whatever. Like if it was the other way around. Anyway, mood. Yeah. Overall, though, overall it's solid. I think. Well, yeah, no, it's solid. I think, but it's close to being like quite good. If you just a little bit more on the feedback and a little bit more like this nice feeling about it. Sound effects when you hit the dude, little sparks and things, little just feel like that. It's a dumb word. I hate game feel thing, but like it just feels so non-specific. But hopefully you know what I mean. The stuff wherein I interact with the game and it feels like the world is responding to the things I do in it, right? There's not enough of that. Yeah, I hate that one even more. That's even more in specific. And it's so annoying because that's the one everyone uses. Juice. Feel is closer, and feel is still bad. Anyway. Thanks for that. Moving on. Does that, so, I mean, like, a lot of categories weren't rateable there. Phelp's Escape. Crazy X 2D adventure puzzle platformer. This is the last non-legendary one for a little while, so I guess we'll do this one. Just lost the subscribe. Well, so be it. It's an important term, but just don't like it. I don't know. It also feels like everyone just got really obsessed with it for such a long time. Like the moment like I did that video, that juice it or lose it talk or whatever. And like around the time like JD did his like game feel, like, even like DJW even he said he didn't like the term game feel, and he did the talk. Phelp's Escape. Okay, I'm looking at Vitruvian Escape over here. Where did it extract to? Show extractor. Oh, whatever. God, there's too many. These are all the games I've played from you guys. There's a lot of them. Why is it extracted to? What? Let me pay attention here. What am I doing? A69. Is this the one? Is this the one? I'm hoping this is the one. We're running this. Oh, it is. That's because I've played this before. Full screen mode? Yes. I remember this. I can't remember what I said about it, so if I start saying some of the old things that I said about it before, or if I say this is better now when it's like obvious it's changed, I apologize. Press F to attack and E to interact, try hitting the wall. Nice that there was just a paper note that told me how to escape my prison. Why did I get hurt after I hit the wall? Did that happen last time? I don't remember that happening last time. Why does the whip thing come up only when I... It's like to tell me that the animation is a whip? And it like Sagat flips and goes... It's weird. Currently, mostly. Blue slimes are friendly and will heal you if hurt. Oh, okay. Did I just batter a slime that was friendly? Yeah, because when... Sorry. Yeah, I meant that because the way when Sagat in Street Fighter 2 flips around, like his eye patch like changes sides, right? So it's like a name for like trying to flip where it doesn't work. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's said that, but I was just saying. Came up with as a way to describe the flipping things and it not really working. I think you're just putting whip next to everything that is whip, right? Second choice. Why is it getting bigger? Climb, stay on the button. Stay on the button, slime. Don't know how to make the slime stay on the button. Ugh, slime. Do I just wait here until one falls? Ow. Oh. Full damage is a thing, apparently. Glad I knew that before jumping down that really innocuous pit. Load data. Oh, okay, that doesn't do anything. Why do I take damage? Or it looks like I took damage from that. Like, it's the first thing I have to... Is it just so that this guy can heal me? Is that the point? Like, it's like a tutorial? But why? But I don't understand where the damage came from. Okay, that was lucky. No! No! Okay. One more try. I like the little computer, like the way it hot lights up when you can use it. There's a restart button that I just missed. So, more obvious thing that suggests I'm going to die and if I fall down that pit, maybe not just a bottom to it, maybe like some spikes or something, I don't know, it's something that kills me rather than just like, oh, it's a surface. But if you fall more than like 2 tiles, you die, or at least there's something in the game that tells me, like, if you fall, you die. Is the end of the demo? Ah. Thanks for the shout out. It's the end. I feel like there was more to it before. Again, I still like the animations and stuff. Like, these air attacks are cool. That's a very tight jump, though. Gosh. To say that falling in it is like certain death. So what happens if I fall? Yeah, the same here. Kind of works in a way because you can't see the bottom, but like, still weird. Oh, press R. Oh, right, okay. No, but it just restarts. No, that's what I was doing. I think that might be a jump over. I'm not sure. It wasn't that. It was more just like the distance that you jumped was a bit harsh. I respect like putting a thing to damage you as well, so that like you learn. Hang on. No, yeah, there is a jump over. Yeah, it's definitely there. It's just still just a tight jump, you know. You can't. You don't want your jumps to rely upon the jump buffer. Oh, God. That's a weird room of like just wait until something touches. There's no way to move the slimes around or do anything there. It just is. You just gotta start on the pad, maybe? No, just comes back here. I really like the menu. Like the art is really pretty. It's all really good. There's not really much level design to talk about other than like you've got a really tough jump, and a weird rule whereby falling more than a little bit means you just die. I feel like there was more rooms in it when I played it before. I don't know, but it's cool. Seems like it's coming along okay. Thanks for that one. 25, Christ. I'd probably stop submitting now. I might turn this off. I said I was gonna just leave it on, but there's no point because I'm not gonna get the response 25. It's not gonna happen. Most of these games will probably not get played at this point. Too many phases. It's Engna. What time are we on now? 4:04. I'll open it up again if somehow we get through like a tunnel. But it's not gonna happen. Too many phases. It's a simple shooter where you fight a boss in a loop of many randomly generated bosses, but never a final one. Okay. That sounds just like frustrating. But let's see. Everything is garbage. An absurd factory game. That looks cool. Anyway. Did I untick that at some point? Now, like, now I have to tick it again every time, or did I just always have to tick it again every time and I've forgotten that I have to do that? There's no more rooms and there's a death zone. It's meant to be spiked, but I just made an invisible box that kills you when you touch the floor. Well, in which case you can see in my confusion. It's quite good. Oh, we got full screen too. Oh, we missed the cool. I had quite a cool little intro sequence. Rip. Oh, damn. There's the little gem in my hitbox. It's cool. Yeah, it kind of made me feel like I wanted to go collect it when it was just that old. Yeah. I kind of need to get behind those. Well, I had a pretty easy intro. Didn't want to say that. Of course I didn't die on it. But like I got that to like 50%. I didn't have to move. Yeah, this is cool. It's consistent. It's got kind of a weird background, but it works for it. It's clear when I'm hitting a thing. In a way, you don't really need a shoot button. Like, there's no reason for me to not shoot. Right? But I get that's just sort of a weird staple of the genre. Maybe people just like holding a button down, I don't know. Maybe it kills the illusion too much if people literally don't even have to press the button, but there is no actual reason to. I always lose a life to the first. Wait, did it have the rockets right away? Is it random which phase you get? I kind of like the bullet spread because it means you're doing a ton of damage when you're underneath it, because way more of them hit, and then less when you're at the sides. But you're still doing some. I like the way that scales. I know that's probably a common shmup thing. I'd argue you maybe used a font that was like... this could probably have been a different font. One more because I'm addicted to suffering. This one's very satisfying to get under because you can make all the bullets hit him. It's a nice width for him to be. Ah, I could have avoided that. Too much of a slow old man for these games now. This thing, I feel almost like you move a bit too fast. Like I'm trying to do like little micro adjustments, but like even just pressing it a little bit, like you need to be able to kind of like micro adjust around things because the bullets don't travel that fast, but you move super fast. Hold my mouse. Christ. That would be interesting. I'm sure those sort of things exist. Like, it's the critical moments like that where you have to do little micro slaloms through things that are quite hard in this. Because you move just like so much. Like, unless you really just tap it for like a frame. Yeah. Oh well. It was good. Here's what it like. Nice. Yeah, the concept of it is cool. I don't know if are these modules, are they like actually showing me like what bullet patterns and stuff it does? That's cool if that's how that works. It's a neat idea of just like how far can you go and just keep doing it. It might run into the problem where people end up so good at it that I don't know if it's actually scaling over time. That looks like maybe it is. More of this stuff, just more things, more phases get more hit points. I assume it does, because otherwise it felt a little bit like each one was sort of the same. And you could, in theory, get so good at it that it just doesn't get any harder. But I presume if you get further, it scales a bit more. That's what the formula is. Okay. Yeah, it was really good. Like, yeah, it's really cool. I like the idea of just doing like boss fights like over and over again. As I've seen people do shmup things that are just boss fights, but there's a cool take on it of just like a modular boss that just like changes and like scales and increases. That's the same sort of fight over and over, rather than just like a fancy unique ship that does its own specific pattern. You know, it's like it's just got modules that you can sort of learn to deal with over time. I think that's a super cool, interesting take on a well-worn genre theme. Yeah, it's definitely it's good. Yeah, really nice. I think like maybe the font use wasn't always perfect, but just in sync with how everything else looked. This felt a little off as well, being a little thinner than the other thing, but not in a distracting way. Like I'm only really just noticing it now, so it's not obviously wasn't that bad. The audio, there was no music, which would have helped, but the general bullets and sound effects and stuff were all solid and on point. And they felt crisp and nice. Overall, yeah. Yeah, no, I really like it. Leaning on 4? I'm feeling nice. I'll go 4. Where am I at? Ratings given 3.3. We've played so many non-Ludum Dare games. I've done how many games now, and we've only given a grand total of like 3 ratings. I need to get up to 20 received as well. Go blame Mike, yeah. Play my game. Leave it alone. Go and play it. Just tell me it's bad, and then rate it. Anyway, thank you for that one. It's Aina. It's Aina. It's Aina. It's Aina. It's Aina. Whichever. Thank you. It's cool. 23. The Fabric of Time. Gosh. Matthew Patel. Everything you do in the game will be remembered and it gets repeated in the same second. Yikes. Aina. Okay. I will surely forget that the next time you're here. No idea, Super Gamers Games. And the best way for us to find out is to keep plowing through games and not stop to check. We as humans sometimes forget even the most insignificant thing, but time remembers. If you interact with some element of the game, it will remain forever in the fabric of time. You won't be able to interact with that item again. Gosh. You set the moment you die, or when 20 seconds have passed. Okay. SIAL? Quick 130 meg? Yeah, I must have just unticked that at some point, like an idiot. It does seem to remember. And it crashes. Variable object target menu dot speed target not set before reading it. Womp womp. It happens. Moving on. Sorry. Let me know if you get it working. Oh, chill hop. No. If you get it working, put it in the chat, and we'll try and do it next. If you get it working with the space of the stream. Loop yourself to safety. You're an astronaut maintaining a cargo ship all by yourself. Whose is this one? Profraxel. One temporal black box device that creates a time loop in order to protect the ship. Oh, it's kind of a bit like mine. Concept-wise, anyway. Spaceship with the time device on board. Any full screen? Probably not. What is the menu? Enteriness. Shift, control, shift, enter, space, backspace, space, H, J, Z? Z, okay. Arrow keys to move, Z to interact, import passwords with keyboard, press Z to go back. So obviously first issue there. How do I use the menu? Ship is okay and on course apparently. So these are going to be like little Among Us style tasks. Noticing even the guy looks a little bit like it. 5. It's like enter password. It's on the screen. Why is stability still going down? Like what? Was that not right? Well. Aww. What was that noise? Wait, the doors are closed. Alright, open the door. Don't think I have enough time. God damn. Does it like drift over time? Is that the issue there? Why does this take so long? I get having those things take a little bit of time is cool because it adds a little bit of tension and so on into what you're doing, but you just have so, like, the time just drops so fast. It's like a plate spinning game where it's like really hard to even spin a single plate. At least it refills fast when you do get it, but... Oh! How much are we gonna restore before something busts? No. We've hit a quiet period. I like that. This one's cool. I like this little mini game. It's good. Just keep it on course like that. The concept here is nice. Like, there's obviously a bit of like inspiration here with Among Us and so on, right? Just even down to the character design, the ship layout, the little mini games. So even though this concept as a game isn't like, it has also been done before in other contexts than Among Us. Lots of room for innovation in creating your own little mini games here. The password ones are weird because they're like because they're quite long passwords, and also there's no conceivable computer screen that would be like, enter a password, here is the password, unless it's like a human capture or something, right? And that's the test. But even then, it wouldn't show a robot would be able to read that number probably, unless it was like you know what I mean. Anyway, we get the idea. Yeah, well done. It's good, you know. I want to see a score or something, so I have some means of which I can like compare myself to previous attempts, right? Maybe a distance traveled or something like that. Even if it doesn't have an end goal or something, right? Just something that's like, here's how you did last time. I'm actually missing this in my own game. Like, I just couldn't decide where I wanted to put it on the screen. But I at least do give you a score. It just doesn't stay persistently, so you can write it down or remember it or whatever. But and part of the game is about every loop kind of being different and so on. There's some reasons, but there is actually a win condition. It's kind of a puzzle to figure it out. Well, it was too much of a puzzle, so we didn't figure it out. There you go. There's some feedback. Because we didn't find anything other than just what is? Oh, I don't know. Do we jettison the temporal device? I don't know. The strongest minigame was this one. Like it was very simple. You had an area where the ship needed to be controlled, so it had all the components of like a good WarioWare style thing, right? All you're really missing is some text or something that just said a line or like a one-word like verb or something that just like shows you what to do. Good game to study WarioWare in general if you want to come up with more of these kind of little weird mini games to sort things out. But Among Us had lots of good ones as well, which you obviously have been aware of. The password one, like as I say, the way Among Us does that in context is it just shows really lazy, bad security of someone sticking the password on a post-it next to the thing. That works. The kind of just having it on the screen is weird. Just as a context. Not mechanically, it's fine, works, but like just as a context. And sometimes you end up in almost unwinnable situations that are just like ultra fast. If you don't know exactly what to do, you're just screwed, right? Like the door locks like just as you're getting to a thing, and like the stability is then drained. Like even if the stability was full, get to the door is locked. You go back, takes forever to input the door thing, then it opens. And by the time you're like typing the third character on the thing, some other thing has probably gone off and was draining the stability at twice the rate, and then it's just over. So be careful there. You know, the art style isn't good, but it is largely consistent. I think. Oh no, you've got different pixel sizes here. Close. I did think there's something about that text that looked wrong, and yeah, that's what it is. It's like differently sized to everything else. Is it there as well? Can't actually tell. No way. Are those? That's two. No, that's two as well. I don't know why it appeared different. Just visually did. No, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, generally consistent. Other than that, just that stability text being a weird. And the fonts are where it tends to happen a lot of the time as well. But yeah, cool. I'm just gonna be quick with these ratings in a general sense of things. But like, it would have been more of a, I'd say like it would just if it didn't feel like just super all or nothing, just all the time. Either I'm completely safe and there's nothing to do, or I'm literally just like seconds away from death. It just needs a bit more scaling and tweaking, just playing with the numbers around for a little bit. Death is kind of the way to progress. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, obviously, if there's a sort of story component, it didn't come across. So however you need to fix that is however you need to fix that. That's on you. Um, theme stuck in a loop. Yeah, it's there. It's a representation of that theme. Not really tied into the gameplay or anything like that in any particularly meaningful way. It's just sort of the context for the game, which is fine. And when that is the case, that's generally where it gets a 2.5. Graphics are not good, but generally pretty consistent. Honestly, I'd rather it look bad, but look like just kind of consistent. Which is what you've done. So it's fine. You did the best with what skills you had. And I'd rather see that than a bunch of really good artwork, but all just completely inconsistent with each other and just totally incoherent. So good. Audio, it did its job. Humor, I don't think it really attempted any. I'm not going to rate it on that. That's not, again, it's not a 0 out of 5. It's a did not rate. Mood, yeah, the lowest score you can give is 1, I think, right? You can't even give half of 1. It's between it. The 1 is the lowest actual score you can give. Mood, yeah, I kind of like the silent, just sort of chilling on the spaceship vibe I had going on. Overall, just solid. I think that's all right. Yeah, happy with that. 2.5 is like this works. 3 is then good. 3.5 and 3.5 to 4 is kind of like impressive, and then between 4 and 5 is like excellent, right? That's sort of how I do it. Below 2.5 is then just like there's a flaw here that could probably be improved upon, you know, and so on. Thank you, Profraxel. Any second now, if the form wants to give me the next one, that'd be cool. Distort from Super Games Games. Yeah, you were wondering where it was. It's here. Distort. Critters. Cute. Just a regular platformer, a simple game. Wait, what? Okay, I'm not really following the... There's a lot of... Problem with having no border on these, it's hard to tell where one image starts and another begins. I'm not really sure what this is showing me. There's a lot going on. I'm just going to download the game. Oh, Matthew's game is fixed. Alright. Thanks for the alert bits. Extract. Can you relink the Ludum Diary page for me so we can rate it when we're done? A little bit loud. Just turn it down a little bit. It's not like when I'm clicking in here, there's like a sound effect. Or is it like, do I have a mouse? Should I have a... Not sure how I interact with this. Clicking is making the noise. Oh, controller, right, okay. Ah. No, I probably should have played the thing marked tutorial, right? Okay, first note, this is insanely hard to read because of the scanline effect, the sort of scanline effect aesthetic thing you're going for. It makes it really difficult to read this text. We sometimes forget the most insignificant... Oh right, yeah, that's the same. Okay, that's just what was... Okay, it's just the premise. Time resets, but what do I do? What is the... I guess it's similar to the other Leap game we made, right? I like the kind of Chips Challenge aesthetic of it though. Wait, did I die there? What was that? Huh. Okay, so it's like it's not even restarting at the moment of death, it's like a few seconds after and I can still move for a moment and then it restarts. The blue isn't that bad. It's a fairly bright blue. It's a weird delay on shooting as well. Like I pressed that. And then it like... Okay, there's kind of a lock-on thing, which is good because moving this around is a little bit... Like the acceleration on it's a bit slow. Do I need to blow this up or something? No, it's over then. just gonna spawn more things. Do I shoot down a door? Wall? Wait, they're spawning everywhere now. How do I get to this key? Let me at the key! Doors by interacting with... Oh. Oh, right, because it's blue. I'm like, oh, right, that's another locked door or whatever. But yeah, it is a different graphic. Oh, and then they give up trying to get in here. Okay. Right, what? I feel like this many things were not spawning before. Was it just every repeat, everything gets worse? And like, I've activated these and now they just, it's like that forever. I just want to pick up the key. I don't like having to move the cursor over stuff to do stuff. Oh, that blew up some walls. Oh, but it like happens again at the same time. You see. The cursor thing was a bad idea, I think. It should have just worked a bit more like a twin stick shooter, and you just interact with the things you're close to. Don't know why I now have this super gun. Seems like it's a little unclear, like what's affected by the time stuff, what's not. Like if it's the stuff I did, I'd like to see maybe like a little ghost of me running around doing these things. Like what exactly triggers the enemy things to appear as like just me going near them. It's all just like I get the concept that stuff is happening related to my previous timelines, but the rules of what that applies to and what it doesn't are really quite unclear. And I'm really not digging the whole, like, the death happening after the explosion thing. I just don't know when I've been hit, when I haven't. There's no difference other than a few seconds later the game restarts. Which makes that then even harder to distinguish between, like, when you die just through dying. Oh, right, okay, I have the gun now. And, when you die just... Oh, okay. Like, everything's just got this weird delay on it, and it just, I don't know what's going on. Wait, is this open, or do I have to wait for previous self to, oh, and then you just, yeah, just spawn a thing and die. Yeah, I can't follow what's going on. I like the idea generally, but it just needs communicating so much more clearly in every way. The we got the LD link. So like, it's so hard to play. Like I appreciate, well, sort of appreciate what you're trying to do with like having a crosshair and a little character that moves around. Wouldn't do that. I'd cut that out entirely. It's adding nothing. It's just making it hard to interact with stuff because it's got like an acceleration and velocity about it, and just like it's such a chore to like hunk it around the screen. The scanline effect was okay for most of it, other than just reading the tutorial text. It just made it really hard to read that text. Like, yeah, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. See you, Roku. But it just became a headache. I just couldn't work out the rules of it. Like, I get that, like, as I say, I get the concept, like, interacting with some element of the game, it puts it on some sort of timeline, and then it'll happen at that same time again the next time around. But what that affects when that's happening as a result of something from a timeline, or as a result of this timeline, I couldn't tell if I was opening doors or it was a self from before that was opening doors. I didn't the delay on like explosion happening and then me dying, and the death just being a snap, like no death animation or transition or any kind. It was just a nightmare. I just couldn't work out how to play it. The idea is smart, but it's a little bit too innovative for its own good. You need clarity on so many regards. You need clarity and simplicity. Okay, make it a twin stick thing, so you just aim and is what you should have done. No crosshair thing or anything like that. Just determine the angle with this, alright? And then in terms of interaction, just interact with whatever you're close to. Don't make it a thing where I have to hover over the thing. That's just extra step that's unnecessary. Just grab the nearest thing. Yeah, I got it, but I think like your implementation of it just hurt a lot. Graphics were fine, generally speaking. I think like I'm not generally a massive fan of these like scanline style stuff, and it was really hard to get them to look nice, in my opinion. You can make them look nice, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than just there are scanlines, and I think it really hurt the readability of some of it. The general, like, I liked all the little explosions and stuff. It needed feedback. Humor, no rating. Mood, yeah, kind of. Like, it would have all just felt more coherent if there was some sort of indication of what was going on at the time, other than it was mentioned. Like, if you hadn't read that tutorial or this bit of text, the game would just make absolutely no sense. Stuff would just seem to be happening at random all the time, right? It wouldn't, nothing other than the title of the game would maybe clue you into what on earth was going on. And even when you know that, it's unclear what's causing what to happen. I really like the concept of it a lot, but the execution of it needs clarity for people who aren't you playing it. Okay, it's so impenetrable for anyone else, I think, to play. Yeah, so I think all those flaws come out. I think that puts it about there. So I do like the concept here. I think it's potentially very cool. The execution just needed a lot of work. Honestly, I'll go one more on the graphics here, because like I do like other than the scanline effect being a bit dodgy sometimes, it's consistent and it's coherent, which is more than can be said for the vast majority of things. And like honestly, the animations and stuff were good. Like it's just not clear, you know. Just when it ties into any mechanics, it becomes super unclear. Yeah, happy with that. Moving on again, back to Distort, which we were about to play. Did I get it open in a window somewhere? God, I have a lot of these open now. You can't actually see, but I have so many Explorer windows open. Close all windows. There we go. Distort. Extract all. Maybe I did before already. We'll find out. Nope. With 4 brave Ogpiles. No problem. Thanks for submitting it. Yeah, I mean, that's the exact same thing that happened to me, Super Gamers game, so I understand. Ooh, squash and stretch. I don't really tend to make much distinction in my feedback between jam and compo games, really. There's definitely a huge distinction in what's possible with them, but like I just judge everything at face value, really, whether I should or not. Okay. So this is kind of like remind me of those like entire game on one screen levels. How do I get up here? The wall jump. Did I have to jump on that thing? Possibly. Some sort of restart key or something. You could detect if I was like... Yeah, you could detect if I'd screwed that up and showed me some sort of message to indicate I'd screwed that up, right? Okay, can't jump on him, which is kind of unexpected given that's how I've been able to interact with everything else, but alright. Don't need that one. But some of these level design elements being a little extraneous. At least they don't turn around. Oh no. What's that area of the... Oh right, like, it's just the level slowly expanding out, it's fine. More of a subjective thing. I'm not personally a fan of elements in the level, like some of these things that just don't really add a whole lot and can just be a little bit confusing to think about. Some of the slimes that just aren't necessary, etc. It's like, oh yeah, I guess it's added another thing you could run into, but... I should say I really like the art here. Limited colours I think works well. I like the pretty distortion effects, they're cool. The simple sound effects and so on. The death animation's good. Well, it feels like... never mind. I just, yeah. I hate these lasers. Everything's just a really annoying jump height. It's just a jump timing, like 80, like, you've got like 4 just jump timing puzzles in a row here. I guess. But like, he jump... The timing of his jump lines up with that. Do I have to wait for it to go out of sync or what? Oh, it's like slightly out of sync. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I really don't want to start this level again. Oh god, if that shot me into a laser, I was going to be furious. But now we just have to do that again with more... So, okay, I get the idea. The issue I have with this is I'm gonna get real sick of that intro real quickly. And it's not like, oh, it's hard, it's just like doing that same hard thing again and again and again and again. Just to get to whatever's new that's added on to the end. Yeah, I imagine there probably wasn't much more. But Little grenade throwers as well. What I'd like to see is rather than just adding an adding challenge, is like you mixing it up and removing. Like once I've done that thing at the start and now you've added to it, made it more complicated. Acknowledge that I've done that a bunch of times, and then on the next loop get rid of them, and just get me to the new interesting things that you've added. Right? Don't just make me just keep doing that bit over and over again. Yeah, it might have done, but like, my point is, it went on too long as just that, right? Even if it was only just like one more like level of just like it just went a bit too much of that just beginning time a jump, time a jump, time a jump, time a jump, like over and over again at the beginning. I mean, I get the most part of it. It is just jump timing stuff, right? But like, well, I mean, that's a problem in and of itself. Graphically super nice though, really good, impressive. I like the color restriction works, the effects work. It's all very clear. It's good. Um, the audio is crisp and on point. Um, mm, yeah, three. Yeah, it's a little grindy how it's just like sort of looping these hit things over and over again, but it does help you keep in sync with it. Yeah, 3.5. Humano. Mood, yeah, I think the weird effects really add to that kind of like you get the idea of it going like going back in a loop over and over again and adding more and more stuff, which helps the theme come across. Animation, not really. It's a platformer. It's just a platformer, right? That's fine. Doesn't need to be. Um, Fun, yes. Like it was good because it controls nice and feels nice and stuff like that. Um, the level design and just the things we did in it just got kind of repetitive and just like, oh, it's just tight timings over and over again, you know? And that sort of thing grinds very quickly, especially if I'm having to do them again when I finish a loop, just in but a bit harder and so on. Yeah, obviously some people that'll work better than others. But it is very much just that, like throughout, which isn't to say like throw in some exotic gameplay, put in a turn-based strategy halfway through or something stupid like right? You know, your game is what your game is. But like I liked the bit where I had to sort of come down. That was cool. Like drop down, but rather than just like timing a jump onto a thing, like coming down and then like jumping up on a thing was cool. Other than the fact I was timing it with both a slime and two lasers going off, like that seemed to like synchronize. The thing jumped at the time I wanted to jump, but then that's when the lasers went off. So then I'm like, oh, I better find some stupid window in this. Was but yeah. Um, overall, 3.5. I think it's well executed and well presented. Generally pretty strong. Yeah, happy with those. Thank you, Super Gamers. Like, I've closed the form and we're still at 20. It's absurd. I'm gonna have to do a few more of these, aren't I? We'll maybe do some more streams next week on Fridays or something. We'll get 3 more. 4 minutes. Loop around the office and finish your tasks. Okay, we do have an LD page. I'm guessing this probably comes up in the game. I'm gonna be right back very quickly. Just want to grab a snack and a fresh drink because I can feel the sugar draining from my blood as we speak. And then we'll be back with this game. Let's see if I can get it started up. Hey, thanks, Super Games. Thank you for the submission. Congrats on making it. It was very cool. I will BRB. Back with the classic sandwich and Coke. A whole bunch changed. Habits, Matrix D. I'll just try and remember. When we get to it, I'll just skip it. Just want to finish at least one of these sandwiches, and then we'll get started. Luke Field. Okay. Nicole DQ. Where's Mako? No. HD. Luke Field. Oops, we accidentally started again. It has been closed, yeah. I was gonna just leave it open for the whole thing, but it was just getting stupid and people were still submitting. I didn't want people to submit thinking it was gonna get played. We experimented and we got results. Results that really were quite predictable. I know I said I'll just eat the first sandwich, but I'm actually quite hungry. Oh no, I'm running out of time. Well, there we go. I mean, how many did we get up to? 21? Not playing a sandwich. Classic Biscoff. Played Halsey's game first, I think. No, it's not peanut butter. It's a similar style of substance. But it's biscuit flavoured. That's why it's called Biscoff. Flavoured like Biscoff biscuits. It's a sandwich that tastes like cookies. I'm eating this too fast now. It's like I can feel it just like struggling to find its way down. Let's put that aside for now. Also doing the interact and pick up as well. Okay. Don't run out of time. Alright, Joel X Pigs. Sorry for the massive delay. Man does need to recharge now and again. Can I alt enter this? No, god damn it. Oh well. Today's task: clock in, water the plant, check my emails, flirt with receptionist, get coffee for the boss, Feed the... fix the printer, copy the data, solve the route problems, file documents. Cool. I remember none of that. Oh, cool, but I can reference it at any time. Anytime. My ID card, I need this to clock in, the photo is awful. Don't talk to me, I only talk to romantics. Uh-oh, someone has discovered text effects. Let's see how often they come up. Where do I file the files? Also, what's this? Over minutes, I can now carry the hottest of objects with ease. Nice, that's a weird... Like, even a little transition on the tick coming up is quite nice. Okay, little squashing effects, loads of little effects on things, which is nice. Unnecessary wave, I think, there. But it kind of works. I'll file the smiley face picture. Oh, right. I'll find an empty cabinet. That's one. Controls are a little weird. It's like we've got like two interaction. Like there's interact and there's like look out, right? And then jump on top. I'd rather like it feels like up would be jump. Z, yeah, I don't know. I never like ZX control schemes personally. Anyway, I don't know if it's a recent-ish thing. Undertale era thing or what was ZX control schemes becoming so popular? Or maybe that's just always been a thing and I only just started to notice it around then. Okay, yeah. We're getting a bit addicted to the text effects. Started off okay. Started off pretty restrained. I don't know what I'm doing. We've got a wrench, but then none of the fix of the wrench. Thing to put a file in. Oh, we can get this and water these plants, right? Do I just throw it at the... Oh, it's empty. Oh no. There's too much to do. Empty coffee. Oh, I can crouch for some reason as well, alright. Does that just allow me to drop through these? A sword. Oh, oh no. There's too many things, I'm just stressful. I don't know. Time's up. To try again. Is that just everything? I need to do everything again? Okay. Is the loop I'm stuck in here like... Oh no, I need to check in. Is it possible to do all these things? Right, we'll get that. I'm guessing we need to get that. Okay. Stop using the interact button, that's just a lookout thing, right? Let's go up and get the sword. Might need it for fighting the rats. It was sort of implied. What are you? Secret password, ABC. I'll check my emails. Do I have to do anything with these? I guess not. Ah. Just keep... I don't know, it might just be me. I just keep going a bit everywhere with the controls. Just constantly pressing, like I'm pressing enter to go through text, but like it's just you keep pressing up. Up is a weird interaction button. I personally feel. Oh, can this be filled with water from down here?
That's heavy.
What did it say?
That's heavy.
That's heavy.
That's heavy.
Well, can I just be like...
That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy.
What the office plan? Oh, this might be useful for the other thing. To flirt with the receptionist. Cool. I like how they all drop like little items and how it's all just like, it's very entity based. I don't think so, no, Banholio. Are we getting time back by any means? It feels like we've had quite a long time. Do we get time back when we do a thing or something? Get strong. But... oh, that would have helped with the... so many files for filing. Where does this go? I guess this needs to go somewhere. That's so weird. What the hell? Oh, you have to feed that. What do I feed it? Top secret business secrets? Copy the data. I don't know. No, nothing to do with that. Big rat, I'm guessing you need a sword for that. I get the idea. That's cool. It looks really pretty. And it's just generally quite pleasant to play. Yes, I know it was crazy last video. It's just a dark server. That's out again. That's nice. Oh my god. Even if I don't have a window open or anything, it just creeps when it's this like almost closed. It's good. Just some current of air moving through the house just makes it just constantly. It's so annoying. All right. Yeah, this was fun. It's a bit chaotic and I like you keep coming like, okay, I'll pick this thing up. Oh, but I need to. Oh, there's another thing. Oh, I know I need to do something with this. Let's pick this up and leave this thing there for now. Oh, another thing. I need to. What do I? But I guess that's the idea, as you slowly learn the level over time and where things need to go, and start building a route in your head in order to finish the game. And that's kind of the game loop, if you will. So. Yeah, Like it's a simple, just like move things from one place to another, and sort of thing. But I kind of like the approach of just building a a routing game, if you will, just trying to find the optimal route through this thing. Theme, I didn't really feel the loop nature of it massively. I get that it's part of the I get it in the mechanical sense. I get yeah. Sort of. Like it does underlie the core mechanic, but then you can argue that about almost every game. The graphics were super on point. And it's just generally strong with his work in general. Not really good, really consistent, clean, crisp. Everything is just it's clean and consistent. It's I know when you discover how to do cool text effects where thing was wavy text, you want to just do it everywhere, but the key thing to learn when you have that power is restraint. It was good. Like this was the stuff, romantic stuff, not lose like you. Like those are two different effects, and they were both appropriate, well used. But I think as I got further in, there were more and more cases of it just being used for the sake of using it, where it didn't really add anything to the text. Always be a little bit careful with that kind of thing. Humor, there was some. It's good. Mood. Yeah, would probably have been helped by like a music track or something like that, right? But time is what time be. Overall, yeah. Thanks for that one, Joel. That was cool. Looks like you might not be here right now, but hopefully you'll catch up with the VOD. Infinite Stairs from Muktadash. How many am I up to now, anyway? Ratings given 6.875. Slowly work to get this smart balance up. Hey, Dark Rider, I presume that's going for Dirk Ruder 318. Let's get that. That's my game. Muktada Creations brings us Infinite Stairs. This game needs audio for you to be able to win the game. Please play with headphones and high volume. I'm not going to play with headphones, but we can turn the volume up, I guess. A message from a girl asking you for a date. More suspicious than that. But after you answer the message with yes, and after she's trying to type for you, just you slip into for you slip the trying to type for you slip the phone into an inlet. All right, you drop the phone down a hole, lots of stairs. Got it. Find a way to the end. Find a way to end the staircase before it ends your sanity. WAS, that's it. Presumably mouse as well. The way to win the game. If you're reading this, then you must. Oh, okay, never mind. What? Oh, whatever. Play my own game and give feedback. It's kind of cool. The modules thing is very fun to work with. Shame there's not more events. I think you probably should have focused more on this event stuff and adding lots of cool content and more interesting decisions. I really liked the black hole one. Maybe put a bit more time into more events like that. Maybe focus less on all this module stuff that probably took a lot of time and energy and effort, and it meant you weren't able to get as much of the event stuff done, which is where the core gameplay is. Maybe simplify it down. Your ship just has some key stats that you can modify with some sliders. And rather than just having a complex like module inventory setup, which would be cool in a long-term thing, but for the sake of making a smaller jam game, you probably should have done something more simple. And then if you do that, get more events and stuff in, the concept is very cool. I think it has a lot of legs, and I think it'll do well if you put a lot more time into that stuff. It takes a lot of writing and a lot of energy, so make sure you also go back and spell check some of these things. Some of these paragraphs are a little bit awkwardly written. And but otherwise, pretty good job. Well done. Now I can't wait to see what you do next time. There you go. That's the feedback for my own game. Infinite Stairs, a Godot, Godot game. No, I don't want to. Sorry. Oh man, Honest Dan Games with the fancy Twitch name color. Is that like gold color? Seen that before. Info created by Muqtada. Ludum Dale 47. So I'd like to show FPS or something. There's a big menu. Hello. Do you want to go on a date? Yeah. Triple dot. Oh no! That didn't look like I dropped it. I literally just shook it. I was gonna say it was very dark, but then the lighting kicked in. It's okay. My phone's just down these stairs. How far can it be? There's a few more stairs. Just, you know. Sure, it's fine. Maybe we crack the screen a little bit, but it'll be alright, probably. Any second now. You know, we walked a bit of a distance. Oh, I hope it is okay. Probably hit terminal velocity at this point, but you know, I have a pretty good case on my phone. It'll just bounce. It's like got like a rubber thing, right? It'll just like bounce when it hits the bottom. It'll be fine. The bottom, there's definitely a bottom. It's weird how I can't really see much further in here. Like, I just have this one light that I carry around on my body, my body light, and. And some of this texture feels like it's starting to repeat a little. This is like a seam now. That's the texture. That's just what I call the way walls look in real life. It's a little weird, but I just do that. Just make my way down these stairs. Been going a little while now. Going a little while down these stairs. You know, I'm starting to feel like maybe these stairs don't actually have an end. That wouldn't make Euclidean sense, but does seem to be what my current experience is telling me. So maybe I'm gonna try going this way. Alright, so if I have to actually climb as many up as I went down, let's find out. Huh. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, there was sound. I was told to turn sound up. I heard something. Turn it right up. That was apparently important, so I might have missed something important. It's hard because I want to talk. I've been going up a while. Oh, some Did I just catch the transition moment there? Nah, man, I like the busting through the entrance route. Is that saying kill? Sounded a bit like that, but I don't know. Hmm. Sick of that noise. Hmm. Oh. Okay. Start going back down again. These are the only two things I can do, so... Well, the third thing I can do is nothing, right? Can't, no, there's no jump button. There is only WASD. I don't want to kill, I just want to get my phone. Okay. I'm gonna officially give up. I want to read the spoilers. It says up or down? I did not notice that. Was that up? Oh, is he saying down? Just sound like kill. Put your headphones on and turn the volume up is not a good requirement for a game, by the way. Yeah, that's an intrinsically dangerous thing to do. That sounded like down. I don't know how many times you have to get it in a row. Or if it resets it. Oh, is that saying down just in a way? Oh, that could be either. It could be up or down. You can't jump. Apparently, if you press control a bunch, it does it right. Insert. What was that? What did it say? Oh, okay. Did it, but it's not doing it. There we go. Oh. No. Maybe it's because the cheated bad ending. I can list on to music that I made for this game. This is why you shouldn't tell people to turn their headphones. Imagine if I was wearing headphones and turned it rail up and then you played super loud music. Bad idea. No, let's close that. I actually kind of respect it all just being giant buttons as well. But I don't really get what the blue loops do. Oh, is it meant to be like a phone? I look like a phone, maybe. Well, he's gonna get his last rating. Yay. Relying on audio and telling people to turn it on, it's like I get it. You want to do like a sneaky puzzle thing. It's just not that good. It's hard to tell what they're saying, and I know that's the point. And it's really quiet, and I know that's the point. I just don't think it's a particularly engaging or exciting thing to be like, oh, I get it, I worked that out, or whatever. Because there's no indication, is the thing, that when you start getting it right, you're getting it right. You just kind of have to keep going. And I know you don't want to put in like a big green flash or something like, yes, you did a loop the right way. But you need some progression. Maybe you go the right way and something changes, like there's a poster on the wall or something like that. Or like you do when you do it right, you need to somehow say you're doing it right. When you do it wrong, you need some way to tell them that they're doing it wrong. Rather than be like you have to do this like 100 times in a row, or like presumably 10, right? Based on the fact that probably pushes you through 10 stages of it. But there's a lot I like here. I like the general like the mood, and like look and feel of it. Generally really good. I like half a point off just for the UI just being a bit rubbish looking, for the textures and the path down the stairs. This is just jam game, and the stone tunnel looks really nice. It could always been a power trip for you. I've still never tried it. Yeah, generally speaking, a game that relies on one scent alone is probably not great. But we make plenty of games that rely on sight alone, so you know. But it's not just an accessibility thing. It's just even when you can hear it's a bit rubbish, right? Yeah, I think there could have been more to it than just hear really heavily distorted audio and try and work out what to do. I don't think there's like anything wrong with audio hints as a general. That's a whole thing in The Witness, right? There's a whole area of The Witness, spoiler alert, where some of the puzzles are solved by hearing sounds in a particular pattern. Like you hear like a beep beep, like you kind of hear like a Morse code of birds whistling and that kind of thing. Like it's not in and of itself bad, but just as the only thing to drive like a game, and with no feedback on whether you're doing it right or wrong, it all adds up together to just not be that engaging. Um, I honestly like the fact that there was no audio for most of it, so even though that's really low, I mean, obviously it works to not have music if you're going to rely on people hearing a thing. Don't have any music that can ruin that. So I think it was a good choice. But that doesn't mean I can rate it particularly high on audio because I don't feel like the clues. It was just hard to tell what the hell they were saying or what was going on, even if I did have it up loud. Humor, some cursory points for the weird disjointed text messages. Wasn't exactly very good, very natural writing, but it was. I think it's like I feel like if it, actually, I think like I could rate mood higher if it was less funny. I feel like it shouldn't. I don't think it should have been funny. I don't know. I feel like there was kind of a conflict of moods there. Theme stuck in a loop. Yeah, good. Really solid. Um, yeah, you tried your own thing here, which I respect. Overall, I think it lands about right in the middle with a bit of bonus points just for the nice. Like, this is a good screenshot, right? Like that alone, I want to play that. I want to see what this weird endless stairway's about. It's cool. It's just holistically quite cool. Yeah. There we go. And that should be saved automatically. Why has it only gone up to 1.25? That's a full rating. Why is he not at 20 now? Oh. Oh, okay, maybe. Hasn't updated yet. Or like cute refreshing, does it do that? No, don't know. Anyway. Happy enough with that. That's a good point. So that mean mine not been going up at that. I might have given more than that, etc. Okay. Yeah, link to my game? You absolutely can. Should probably put it in the FAQ, really. So I can go and vote it all ones. Right. That was the infinite stairs. Oh my god, we're below 20. I'm only going to do a few more because it's already coming up on 6 o'clock. Space Diamonds from by Yekdivo. We're gonna, in fact, you know what? We'll just commit. I'm gonna do this one, and whichever one's next. Should be. So I'm gonna do Kazakal the Aztec Ride, and we're gonna do 12 Space Diamonds. Neither of these are the ones we had to skip, right? Mikazi, Leap Field, or Matrix T's game. No. We're gonna do those two. So if those games aren't yours, and you submitted it, it's probably not gonna get played. Well, no, it's not probably. It's not gonna get played. Sorry. I will keep the list for now, not to come back to for the next stream, but unless you're really committed to having it played on stream, I might just play some of them off stream and just give them ratings or whatever when I quickly can. I know you're here, don't worry. This is my jam entry, 12 space size. Short and sweet. This keeps coming up. I want to play this Everything is Garbage game. I always want to play it. Like, everything it shows on here, it's just full of cool stuff. I don't spend any time really on it, just going through games. I should totally do that. There's so much cool stuff. I could probably learn a lot just by hanging out on it. Right. But I actually have to buy games, whereas you're just giving me all these free. Ooh. You need to delete this. Don't have this up in your source code. By Yektivo, you need to go and get rid of that. Not because it's going to affect your game, but this isn't free. This isn't free software, okay? This is paid software, and you've included it all in here. I think maybe there's a bit more to it in the extension that maybe, like, I'm not sure you can just make it work by just having this. But you want to get rid of GM Live when you submit, because it's not free software, you know. Like, you'll have to like put a lot of work into that. You don't want people to be able to just extract it from your game. Yeah, it comes to included file. I think you're okay, because I don't think. Yeah, because I don't think this is gonna. I don't think it's coming with the extension files, etc. But if you have uploaded the source code anywhere, which it appears you haven't anyway, yeah, so that's whatever. That's fine. You're probably fine, but just be careful. Oh, Space Diamond. Right, how to play. Was this meant to cover the whole screen? You probably just sort of guessed that, like, 10. I'm guessing this is 1080, like 1920 by 1080. I'm guessing you probably just guessed that was like. That's everyone's resolution, right? And just sort of drew the box to that size. Sadly, I am now revealing the flaw in that of someone having a bigger resolution than that. Is what it is. It happens. Received intel that 12 each diamond has been discovered. Your mission is to retrieve all of them. However, each diamond is stuck in a black hole loop. Do you get it? Stuck. Loop. That's the theme. Stuck. Loop. I'm doing the theme. Guys, do you get it? Do you get it? I'm doing the theme. Once you reach the black hole, enter it and then race through the loop. Once you race through the complete loop, the diamond be freed. Use W or gamepad, right trigger. Okay, we'll use WASD first. We'll see how that feels. Use X or gamepad. What if I have not an Xbox pad? Alright, good luck. Yeah, I'm guessing like some of the composition of the screen, the fact that everything is leaned up here, probably leans into the idea of 1080p being the one true resolution. If I untick full screen, oh no, shouldn't have done that. Okay, it doesn't remember that, thankfully. Okay. I honestly remember nothing of what it just said. There are diamonds in a black hole, and they. Okay, so we've got kind of. That's loud. Quadrant 8, 2. Okay. I kind of get it. Might be a little bit like you might want to include what quadrant you're in just as part of that rather than just on the screen. The controls are very slidey, like you really commit to like a rotation. Oh, we've got guns. Oh no. My ship hole is not looking good. Am I even gonna make it to this first black hole? Like I can accelerate and decelerate at a crazy rate, but turning is super hard. Nah! Nice effect, but nah! X to stop, rotate. Alright, okay. What you want there probably is some friction. Well, I need to push a button for that. 16, 14. Ow. I'm just gonna shoot constant. Oh. Eventually we'll get to start the game. 2320. That's miles away. Ah. Oh, I can't turn while I'm shooting? Oh god. Yeah, these controls are a bit of a... Oh, that's going the same way. Stupid. Okay. I just want to get into at least one to play the game. $23, 9. Why is it so far away? Hey, no, leave back around. There's too many rocks, and they're too fast, and you can't turn fast enough to avoid anything. Shooting doesn't even... Can't turn and shoot at the same time. Why? It didn't have to be this way. Why are all the asteroids so fast? Like, I can't even just chill out in any part of space. What 11? Ugh, they just infinitely split. 111. Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Wait, where have I spawned out of 419? Can I end up crashing into these suns as well? No. Just want to see the game. That's not gonna happen, is it? No. Why does the smallest rock just split into more of the same smallest rock? Shooting it made things worse. Okay. I would like to see the game. I think I've just gotta be lucky. Weave. Dodge and weave. From one rock right into the next. Oh, oops, we've gone too far. 3. Okay, we did it. I mean, this is quite psychedelic. Oh no. Oh no. See, this could have worked. Right, see, the stupid controls actually kind of work okay for doing like a weird like loop around racy thing where it's just that. They're still not really great for that. But this whole area where they're shooting asteroids and asteroids split into more asteroids that are the same size and just make things worse for you, and they're everywhere and move super fast and you can't shoot and turn at the same time, and turn just sets a turning speed that goes on forever and you have to press a separate button to stop turning, and you'd only turn at a rate of 1 degree every 6 hours is terrible. Stop. You cut this entire area of the game out. There's the whole area of the game. Check it out. It's gonna go. Just give me the racing thing. Split it into like a bunch of levels. Click on a button, you go to a level. Just do that. Get what you're trying to do, or just massively simplify it. So you just fly through space, get rid of all the asteroids. That'd work. That'd work. Screw it. Have the same screen, but just get rid of all the asteroids and the shooting mechanism. Because what do you even need it for anyway? Just get rid of it all. Get rid. Just chuck it. Check it out. I quite like the weird psychedelic collect the Chaos Emerald thing going on with the loop and everything, and just like flying around in a weird psychedelic loop was kind of cool when we eventually got there. But I don't really blame anyone who doesn't get there ever. Yeah, like the game part is alright. That actually kind of redeems it a little. Innovation, like, yeah, but for all the wrong reasons. You don't want to innovate on things like basic control unless you really know what you're doing. You don't want to innovate there. You want to just do what other people do and do it well. Themes stuck in a loop. I not really a very, very loosely applied to just one element of the game. There is a loop in it somewhere. It could be said about basically any video game that ever exists. Graphics were not incredible, but they gained some points for cool psychedelicness when you enter the black hole. Audio, it was present. I get kind of sick of that music after my millionth death, but it's there. It's not terrible. Humor, no rating. Mood, feels like space. Overall, though, like, people without my patience are just not gonna get to there. People who are like not willing to get to sit through a million asteroid deaths are never gonna see your game. The game is in the racing around bit, right? And it's not in just navigating the hub world and dying over and over and over. And people are just not gonna get there with controls that are that difficult to work with. And asteroids that work in that way and are so fast. It's that bad. It's a blocker to playing and experiencing your game in any meaningful way. So I can't consciously like rate it any higher. It doesn't mean to say it's all bad and everything. As I say, there's a few nice things to be said about it. But that flaw is so big that it just sort of overshadows everything else, right? So that is just the main sticking point. You need to either make that work or just get rid of it, right? Otherwise, it just falls apart. But nonetheless, well done on actually making anything at all. within the space of time is a feat in and of itself. Thank you for submitting it by Eactivo. Was that the last one I said I was going to do? Or was it the next one? Kazakow, the Aztec, right. Yeah, we were going to do this one as well, right? Your in-chat name should be. I feel like this is probably someone else who wrote something, who filled out the form wrong. But we're going to do Aztec Ride. Maybe the name is should be? No, Bruzy, Game Composer, Omazado. None of those say should be, so I'm guessing something went wrong there. Ah, there's a dog. Okay. All aboard. Keep the roller coaster alive by giving your Aztec community a nice thrill, but be careful not to lose them. If you run low on fuel, just get some people flying and catch them on the way back. Hail Quetzalcoatl. I never know how I say it Quetzalcoatl. I don't know how you actually meant to pronounce it. Left, right, accelerate the ride. Restart level. You lose when you run out of fuel. Okay. Camera rotation can be disabled on the start screen. Interesting. Extreme camera mode. A little bit hard to read this. Can I zoom in? Might be a little bit mean to your pixel art, but it should be fine. Honestly. Alright, left and right work just as up and down do. What do we do if we run out of fuel? Oh, then we like have to catch them all again? Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think we're out of Aztecs. That's quite funny though. Well now? Is it just kind of over? I'm out of fuel. I thought it was... No, it just goes on. Oh, okay. Did eventually lose. But I was out of fuel. Why didn't it game over me or anything? Oh, okay. I think that needs a little bit of clarity there, I think. I don't know if that was intentional or just you didn't get enough time to do. Oh, God. I don't know how to do it. I guess you can't really deal with it if you chuck out more than one group at once. Because it requires you to be in two places at once. So let me go until what? Until I stop? Not really clear. Like, I don't seem to be able to affect it now. I'm guessing that's because I'm out of fuel and I just have to wait until it... Yeah. Yeah, there's like a sound effect there. I'd like probably maybe some visual thing to indicate whether I was accelerating or decelerating so I could see more clearly that my button presses weren't having an effect after I ran out of fuel. But also when I run out of fuel, probably just fade in a game over thing. You probably don't need to have it wait until I actually fully stop. Like a score? Is that my score? Does it go up when people fly out and stuff? Or... Whoa, 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 whoa. God damn it. I like the aesthetic of this a lot. The weird camera thing I kind of like as well. I can see. I'm glad you provided an option to turn it off, though. It's really hard to catch people. I mean, they seem pretty happy with the flying for their team. Like, Wah! Are those screams of joy or terror? Or, you know, yes. Okay. We just scored based on distance. Like, can I just go really slowly and not knock anyone else out? Especially if you do things like that, then they're easy to catch. The idea is you have to do that now and again to get any fuel, right? I guess the idea is about doing little thrills. Okay. Oh, damn it. Okay, yeah, I kind of get it. No! That one gets me every time. There's no way I'm getting any of them back. Is it just the same track again? Or is it like... Yeah, now I'm doomed eventually, right? Yeah, I think just like when you're out of people and you know you can't get any people back, or when you're out of fuel, I think just take those states. Like, it's GG at that point. I mean, like, yeah, you could get a bit more distance and so on. And I get it's just like, yeah, seeing the full thing of the distance, but I don't know. That part of the game just feels kind of awkward to me. Where it's like I know it's over, and I'm not really just... Well, it feels like I'm watching it for a long time, you know? Maybe just I suppose you could keep it like that, but increase the friction or something on the train so it stops quicker when it knows we're in a fail state. They do a little cheer there. Oh no. Get back in. Yeah, there we go. Easy. I do like the animations and the noise is so good. Oh, we lost Terry. Oh no. This isn't gonna end well, is it? Yeah, it is. Just shuffle some seats around. Yeah, it's just this again. Oh god, no. Yeah, everyone back in. No! Damn it. Yes. Yeah, this was great. Let me get the idea. Yeah, this is cool. It took me a while to really get kind of like what it wants from me, what I'm trying to do, what kind of my goal is, how to get to that goal. Like, I feel like something here that's just like, I don't know, we're in the game itself, preferably, let's just get as far as you can. Like, just keep the ride going for as long as you can. Like, it was clear that was the point. I wasn't really sure what the goal was at first. And it's just going as far as you can and keep it, and the way you do that is by keeping your people about. And so you could go really slowly and carefully, but then you're eventually going to run out of fuel, and so in order to get more fuel, you have to dare to go a bit quicker to get people to fly out and catch them again. It works. It sustains itself. If the problem with it is it doesn't scale or grow beyond what it is because you're just doing this one track over and over again. And if you found a way to once you're at, I don't know, once you've got 5 people left, like I had there, just like a handful of people left at the end, just doing little jumps that got them, knocked them out and got them back. If I could do, once I got to the point where I could do those consistently, the game's not actually going to get any harder, and the game's just going to finish when I get tired of it, right? And my score could just go on forever, and it just becomes an exercise in patience. So you need something there, if you've got a thing that's just going to go on forever, to scale, or like change the challenge around and stuff. Procedural map, yeah, that could do it, or it could certainly help. Yeah, that would probably help. And just introducing other elements and things as you go along. But yeah, that's talking more as a longer term thing. But what you've got here is very cool. Graphically super cool. It's rare you see something with pixel art that can also just do so brazenly rotate everything and get away with it like just fine. And this does a really good job of that. Super well done. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a 4.5. It's very impressive. Audio, yeah, I love the sounds are great. I love the music. I love the sound effects of the little dudes like falling out. It was really good. Really enjoyed that, and as a result, like it's pretty funny. I like the really consistent color scheme and general atmosphere and aesthetic of it. It all matches. The music fits. The aesthetic fits. The gameplay fits. Yeah, it is kind of like a how coherent and holistic is the game rating, right? Mood. Very good. Theme, stuck in a loop. Yeah, it's there, I guess. I don't think it needed, just as an idea. I don't necessarily think like, oh, it's the coolest use of that theme ever. But like, I'm glad this exists. I'm glad this was the game you decided to make because it's really cool. So, whatever on that one, I guess. Yeah. Innovation. Yeah, I've not really seen this idea before, and it's cool. And so it's cool. You've had to work out from beginning to end, just like what the challenge is and how to balance. Like, why do you need to chuck people out? And but why also do you not kind of want to? You balance all elements of it there. Fun, yeah. It's very fun. It's very fun to play. As I say, I think maybe it loses some weight after you played it a little bit, and once you've gone through a couple of loops, you're just sort of doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, so I think it feels a generous 3.5, leaning on a 3. But generally speaking, the idea is there and it works, and it has legs, and I think could grow and change and become more interesting. Overall, is something around like the mean of these, which I guess is like 3.5, maybe. I think 4. All right. It's 20 past 6. I am gonna leave it there. Play my game. I'll put it up. Put it in the link. Put it in the chat again. Please play my game. I need more rings. How many are we up to? Well, I've given 10 at least, so maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll start to eventually show up more. I need to rate a whole bunch more. Anyway, that was a cool last game. You're right. We had a bunch more. I'm not gonna click next because I don't want whoever is next to see that they are next. Yes, Joel, your game did get played. It was quite cool. It was a bit like, oh my god, what do I do? I've got this thing, but now there's this thing. How do I? But once I got over that, it was pretty good. It's back like 3 games or something like that. And it'll be in the the archive footage if you watch the VOD back. No, my game is the one I just linked. Oh man, oh, you're probably asking Joel, right? Anyway, that's been all for today. Sorry if you submitted yours and I didn't play it. We got like 19 in there. I know some people submit it on the basis that they want to see it on stream, because a couple of people said, I'll skip mine because I'm not going to be here, as Matrix D and Micah Zeke specifically. But I think a vast majority probably just want some feedback and so on, so I think I'll try and play a bunch of them off stream as well. So it's like it's the best I can really do. And I can blast through a whole bunch more, which is probably a bit quicker to do than when I'm doing them on stream and live commentating sort of thing. I can just sort of play and write. I might get through a few more that way, because I need to get to at least like 20 or so, right? I need a better cover image. The cover image for this one for me is really rubbish, I think. Like compared to some of my others. Like the spaceship's probably like the least pretty part of it, and like it's mostly pretty in motion, and yeah, the spaceship is what I picked for the art here. Whereas I think this car actually looks kind of cool on Car with No Name. This only just made it. I only just got its 20 ratings, because I never rated anyone's stuff. I just never got any time. Just relied wholly on natural like Twitter traffic. This time we're trying to do it properly. We're trying to actually rate a bunch of games. Captain Spaceboy and his time egg. I always marginally tempted by Space Egg as the comedy name. Yeah, see if I can make a better cover image. I wouldn't click on that. Maybe I would, I don't know. Depends what kind of mood I'm in. I liked this one. That had a cool cover. This one had a cool cover, but Fireball was just ace. That was just such a cool game. So was Tribal Tension. I'd have probably clicked on this one. Maybe, yeah, it looks weird. That one. That one probably looks a bit like really basic, but that was a comedy one for me. Yeah, this is the worst cover image. I need a better cover image. We play Tribal Tension now? No, because I'm going to come off. I'm going to end the stream here. But thank you all nonetheless for stopping by for Feedback Friday 14/Ludum 47 edition. I might do some more of these like non-Feedback Fridays, but just like feedback streams, so we can do a bunch more Ludum games and stuff like that over the course of the next how long is it? Yeah, you got 4 weeks? I thought it was like 2 weeks or something. Like 4 weeks to play and rate games? That's crazy. Please go play and rate my game if you haven't already. It needs the ratings. I actually quite like I thought it was gonna suck, but I quite liked it in the end. Quite happy with this one, so I want more people to play it. Anyway, thanks guys. See you all whenever I see you all. Follow Twitter, follow Twitch, follow all the things, and it will tell you when I'm about. Yep, that's everything. Bye-bye.